be about $500. It's usually right around $500.
Yeah.
I usually charge like $300 to tear it apart, clean everything, send it out, machine shop, whatever, and go pick it back up and reassemble properly. Okay, like usually around $300, and then $100 to take the engine out, and then usually I charge like $150 to put the engine back in, because I have to pressure check, all the hoses and make sure they're tight, and I have to rearrange the spark plug wires and fuck with all your vacuum lines, and hook everything up. The exhaust system's always a pain in the fucking ass. That's the worst part.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to get that thing not to make any noise and be quiet, because people bitch. The first thing they do is bitch.
Yeah.
About the exhaust is fucking loud. What's that? It's fucking exhaust. Said, fuck, here we go. I hate exhaust work, man. It's the worst fucking thing in the world.
Oh, man.
Yeah, no, it's not fun,
Yeah.
And you got to get shit in your eye underneath the truck, trying to tighten everything down, all that rust and dirt flowing in your eye, John.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh, I hate it. Anyway, so that's the story of my life.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good life, man.
I've made a ton of fucking money. I've done welders. I built welders too. The engines that drive welding machines and generators and shit like that. I've done a lot of boat motors.
Oh, shit.
Usually 460, the big Box 460 is what they're with, the jet boats down at the river. The big jet boats.
What would you charge to rebuild the motor on my piece of crap Toyota out there?
Is it a 22R?
I think so. Oh. Is it cheaper just to buy a used motor?
Well, yeah. They have takeout motors from Japan for like $500 that only have, probably around, I think it's like 6,000 miles. No, 20,000 miles in Japan. They had to take the engine out and check can it and replace it with a brand new motor at 20,000.
Why?
Because it's law in Japan. It's a law.
Oh.
Because the motors are made there, so they're getting cheap, and they don't like that smog. So they make you yank the engine out. So what I do is there's a couple places here in San Diego that actually sell those. They're called Japan takeout motors.
Okay.
Import motors. They're takeout engines. They got 20,000. They're a brand new motor. They probably only had 2 oil changes, and you can pick them up about $600, $700. Hey. Like $600 or $700. They're pretty cheap.
Yeah, that is cheap.
Yeah, and what they do, usually what they do is the places I get them, they change the timing bell, and they change the intake manifold because it's different, and they change the exhaust manifold, I think it is, and the oil pan. There's a couple things that they change.
Okay.
But I haven't done one of those in 15 years. I don't even know if they still sell them things.
Oh.
I can make some internet research. You know what I mean? Because I don't do that shit unless I have to now. Because I'm so busy. I made $60,000 at Sears on my income tax.
Well, that's good.
And then I get the pension coming in from Wonder Bread. Now I got Social Security in September coming up. September I get my first check. I file for that. So that'll be my first 100% Social Security. I'll be 66 and a half years old. So I'll get 100%. And Social Security sent me an email that said that I get $2,734 a month.
Oh, wow.
You got a little vacuum in here?
Okay.
Pull the dryer apart.
I thought we changed this line.
It's brand new. It's brand new.
Didn't we put a larger one on here?
No.
You got the little.
Maybe the other house. This one here, everything's fine.
You got the little 3/8 dryer line on here.
You think that would be cause of restriction?
So it's it can be a volume
It's
issue.
only 4 pounds of pressure.
I know, but it can be a volume issue. I mean, probably not. You're running 32,000. If I have my 32,000 BTU.
Don't listen to me. I don't know shit. Okay.
Yeah.
How do all these customers say you're the expert?
Yeah.
How come you can't fix my computer electronic system here? They all got that line. I don't remember seeing anyone that had a bigger line than that. What's that, half inch?
So most appliances, I don't know any appliances that use these. This is like 3/8 or something like that. I think it goes 3/8, half inch, like 5/8 or 7/8 or something. The real beefy ones, like the gnarly ones. That's for like some crazy over 100,000 BTU appliance. But typically for a water heater, but this is only 32,000 BTU. If you were at 40,000, I'd make more noise about it. I had a problem on a 50-gallon water heater, same valve, right? Drawing the same. It's pretty much pointing this way. Anyway, and so it was this line. The line was too small.
Restriction.
Yeah, it was just it was volume. It was choking it out, kind of. You know, if it ever really kicked in heavy duty. It was trying to get, but I mean, it's dedicated. It's not competing with the dryer, so you're probably.
No, I don't use the dryer on Saturday.
We'll leave it alone. We'll leave it alone. I don't worry about that too much. Okay, so I got the water off. I got to break the pressure. Anyway.
Look, it's got a charger. Hey, it's got a charger. The first thing people throw away is the instructions.
Yeah, right.
I gotta cut this fucking grass back here, man.
Oh, dude.
I did the front yard.
My whole house is just
We're supposed to not say anything.
Mm-hmm.
Just do your job and leave. You know.
Right.
That was, I think, the easiest call. You didn't push the start button.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Mobile homes are the worst. All right, so
I like mobile homes because they're usually clean and a lot of room for me to work for washing the dryer.
Oh yeah, well that's a little bit different.
And always nice parking right next to it in front,
Mm-hmm.
but never back in a van. We had a tech do that. He backed in and hit an air conditioner. They always have that air conditioner hanging out by the back door. He hit the fucking air conditioner, ripped it out of the wall. He turned seriously, fired him.
Oh wow.
Yeah, David Whitney. He was there 5 years. They fired him.
Wow.
Because he already had like 3 other incidences where he had problems, you know, and they had to pay money out.
Oh yeah.
So it was repetitive.
I was gonna say that's pretty brutal.
Well, he hit that thing because right after it happened, I saw him the next day, you know, and he showed me the side of the truck where it smashed the brake lens in.
Yeah.
Just dropped that thing, yeah. So this is the answer to Mary's prayer.
This is it.
Mother
All
Mary.
your problems are solved.
This is the answer to Mother Mary's prayer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is it. You're going back in time. But it's a good way to go.
It's the only way to go.
You won't have any more fault codes, no more
I
sensitivity.
won't be seeing you anymore.
That's right, I'll be good. Yeah, the last time I did this for somebody, I did 3 service calls for him, and the guy's like, I'm going to throw this water heater away. He goes, I hate it. And I said, okay, well, there's one more thing we can do. And he's like, what? And I go, I'll just put a mechanical valve on there.
Amen.
And I haven't heard from him since.
No, you never will.
Yeah.
The mechanical valve that was on here lasted 30 years.
Yeah, they go forever.
Never one time had one problem with it. Never.
Yeah.
And same at my mother's house, never had a problem with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really leaning. I mean, thank God for the HoneyWells. I wouldn't have service calls, you know, basically. If it wasn't for these things, being as sensitive as they are,
They are.
they're too sensitive. I think they just build them to break. I mean, I really wouldn't be surprised if they didn't compute some kind of, like, timer in there, so after 5 or 6 years,
It gives everybody a job.
they just start.
They do that too. That's why this is mechanical, see? That's mechanical. Look, this is mechanical.
Mm-hmm.
I stay away from the electronic ones. I
Yeah.
stay away because I know.
Yeah.
I work on them every day.
Yeah.
You know, overtime.
Mm-hmm.
Me,
Yeah.
16 hours to take them off, to pull them off. 16 hours. Wow. It's a 40-hour job.
Yeah.
The book time is 34 to 40 hours. Book time.
Wow. And that's one guy doing it?
Yeah. Shop.
Okay.
So they charge $4,000 labor.
Okay.
That's not parts.
Right. That's just late. That's
the R&R. R&R. Remove and replace.
And that's $100 an hour. What are they?
I don't know. These fucking places are $150 an hour. What are you talking about?
Oh wow.
100 an hour. That's back 2000. That's probably in 2000, 2003. Now it's 150 an hour. 155 an hour.
Wow.
No?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean the guys are getting 50, 60.
Not in diesel shops. They want a lot of money.
Yeah, they sure do. Shit.
I begged my son not to buy a diesel. I said, buy the gas motor, man. No, I like the noise. I like the diesel noise. Okay. It lasted a long time.
Yeah.
The 278,000 miles. That's not very many. Yeah, diesel, that fucking motor, the pistons were beautiful. The cylinders and the pistons, they were beautiful. It was just the heads had holes in them. Holes in the aluminum heads. That's what happened. And the head gaskets blew. They're famous for blowing out. The rear cylinders on both sides. The head gaskets. I got them right here behind me. The head gaskets, I saved them. $400? That's kind of a lot, huh?
Well, I guess. I don't.
400? Fuck, I think that should be a lot cheaper.
Yeah, well, they're aluminum,
They're 3-piece. Yeah. I don't know how good your eyes are. It's either right here.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see that. They're supposed to be round.
Yeah.
See right here, it's flat.
Oh yeah.
See, it's damaged.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah. Wow. That's crazy.
Look right there. See how bad it is right there?
Oh yeah.
See that?
That's
And water all the pressure was going into the water system.
okay.
Okay, blowing hoses. Wow. That's common on both sides, left and right rear. Here's the opposite. Here's the opposite. If you look, they're supposed to be round. You see they're kind of flat. Look at right there. See right the metal separated right there?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
$400. Just for this. For the gasket. $400. And the valve covers were like $300 because they're 3-piece valve covers.
Yeah. I ain't cheap.
No, it's not cheap. That's called education.
Yeah.
Skill. I knew the head gaskets were blown. To the hoses were hard as a whore's heart. And that's hard. There's nothing harder than that.
I guess not, no.
And taking them bolts off, they were tighter than a bull's ass. They took everything I had to get them fucking head bolts out of there. I threw them in the dumpster and bought brand new studs. ARP studs.
Yeah.
I threw the studs in, and then you have little cap screws that hold it down. And that's the way to go. You don't want bolts, because when you torque bolts down, they start ripping out the block holes that have the threads.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So you want to just hand tighten the stud down. You put the heads on there, and then you put the studs in there, and you hand tighten them down. And on the top of the stud, it has a punched out keyway Allen keyhole. So you put a little Allen wrench in there and hand tighten the Allen wrenches with your hand. Just snug them down. That's all. That's all you do. Right. Then you put the washer on the other side and put the head on. You know, you put the washer on the other side on top of the head, and then you put the cap screw on it. And they're all like 12 point. They're not 12 point screws. You know the nuts. They're not. They're called fasteners.
Okay.
They're not 6 point. They're 12 point, and use a 12 point snap-on socket. and you torque them down with that. And you had to go through 3 stages, 50, and then 90, then 125. You had to go around. There are 18 of them fuckers. You had to go around the circle once, another circle twice, another circle 3 times.
Jeez.
Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, that's a lot of.
Fucking lot.
That's a lot of remembering.
A lot of fucking work.
You take a piss in the middle of that. You better remember where you
No,
left
don't
off.
do that. Anytime, John, I'm out here in the back. I got your truck up on the jack stands, and I'm doing brakes or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I need drop lights. I need electric out here.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Especially in the summer, it's nice and warm out here.
Oh hell yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the summer.
That's why I built that gate that you pulled in, so I could bring vehicles in here.
Oh, cool.
Because the jack stands are right there by your knee, underneath.
Oh yeah.
Then I got some right here. These are really good ones here. Oh. That's 5 ton. 5 ton. Got 4 of them. That should work out.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Oh yeah, pretty flame. That's what we like to see. There you go, all your problems are solved.
Ready?
Oh wait, yeah, hang on. Let me turn the water back on.
Take your time. I was just putting out my sewer, the water.
There we go. Alright, so we changed the valve. We replaced the valve from a HoneyWell to this older type mechanical valve.
Yeah.
And then I just replaced the burner assembly because it had a thermopile on it. We need a thermocouple. But this is a 30-gallon ream, 2015. So yeah, that's it. Did it with when it was full of water. So we just created a vacuum, shut the water off at the supply line up here, and then I went over to the sink and opened it up to break the pressure and just put some towels down, and then just threaded the valve in when it came out. So really appreciate you watching this video. Hopefully it was entertaining and possibly you learned something, and consider subscribing to the channel. Have a great day.